Dust devils dance, spirits prance in the savannah sun since time begun. Oh mama Africa, your voice so sweet, spirits of the they whisper secret, 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 spirits of the wind. Oh, they know where you've been.
Deep within the heart of Africa, ancient traditions come to life in sacred spaces known as ancestral shrines. These revered sites are not just physical structures, but spiritual gateways that forge a connection between the living and the departed. In these spaces, the wisdom of ancestors is not only remembered, but actively communicated, offering guidance and protection to those who seek their presence. Across various African cultures, ancestral shrines play a pivotal role in spiritual and community life. From the Yoruba of West Africa to the Zulu of Southern Africa, these shrines are woven into the fabric of daily existence, linking people to their heritage and providing a deep sense of continuity. It's in these shrines that personal and collective histories are honored and the invisible bond between past and present remains strong. As we explore the power and symbolism of these sacred spaces, we'll uncover how objects, rituals, and the very design of the shrine embody spiritual energy. Whether through carved statues, ritual offerings, or sacred guardians, these shrines serve as living testaments to a cultural reverence that spans generations. Join us as we unravel the hidden layers of meaning within African ancestral shrines and discover their timeless significance in modern-day life. In many African cultures, ancestors are considered more than just figures from the past. They are believed to be integral, active members of the community, existing in a realm that bridges the physical and spiritual worlds. The living are thought to have a direct connection to their ancestors, who continue to provide wisdom, protection, and guidance. This belief creates a deep spiritual bond, one that ties generations together in a continuous, unbroken chain. The role of ancestors varies across different African societies, but one common thread is the idea that ancestors have a direct influence on the lives of their descendants. In cultures like the Yoruba, ancestors are seen as intermediaries between the living and higher spiritual beings. They offer advice, protection, and even warnings when necessary. It is said that through rituals and prayers, the living can call upon these spirits for assistance, ensuring that they continue to uphold their legacy. Ancestral worship is not about simply honoring the dead, it's about maintaining an active relationship with them. For example, the Akan people of West Africa believe that ancestors provide blessings for prosperity and well-being, but they also have the power to bring misfortune if they are neglected. This creates a cycle of respect and remembrance, where the living are expected to care for the spirits through offerings and regular ceremonies. The importance of ancestors goes beyond the spiritual realm. It is also deeply tied to the preservation of culture and identity. By honoring their ancestors, communities preserve the wisdom, values, and customs passed down through generations. In this way, ancestral worship is also a means of safeguarding cultural heritage, ensuring that traditions, knowledge, and language continue to thrive. An ancestral shrine is much more than a mere altar or a place of worship. It is a sacred space where the boundary between the physical world and the spiritual realm becomes blurred. These shrines are built to honor the spirits of ancestors and provide a focal point for rituals and offerings. Whether small, personal shrines or grand communal structures, they all serve the same fundamental purpose: to facilitate communication between the living and the departed. An ancestral shrine is usually carefully crafted with a specific arrangement of symbols, objects, and sometimes architectural features. Common elements include statues or images of ancestors, sacred items like animal figurines or ritual tools, and offerings of food, drink, or incense. These objects are placed strategically, each holding a distinct spiritual significance. For example, certain items may symbolize protection, while others represent wisdom, strength, or fertility. Each object serves as a conduit for invoking the ancestors' power and blessings. The design of these shrines can vary significantly across different African cultures, but certain elements remain universal. Many shrines are built in secluded, quiet spaces, reflecting the sacred nature of the place. Some are located in family homes, while others are found in open fields, forests, or even caves. Larger communal shrines may be found in village centers, often serving as the heart of community spiritual life. The rituals surrounding the shrine are equally important as its physical presence. At these sites, rituals like offerings, prayers, and libations are performed regularly to ensure the ancestors' continued protection and favor. The shrine acts as a spiritual portal, allowing the living to make requests or show gratitude to those who came before them. It also serves as a reminder of the enduring connection to one's cultural roots, offering a space for reflection and respect.
On sacred ground, where wisdom can be found, underneath the trees. Can you feel the magic now? Take a humble bow.
Every item within an ancestral shrine carries spiritual power, serving as a vessel for the energy of ancestors. From carved statues to ritual objects, each piece is considered a bridge between the living and the spiritual world. The belief that these objects hold spiritual power is not just symbolic. It is an integral part of the rituals that take place in the shrine. When a person approaches the shrine, they are not simply paying homage. They are engaging in a direct, living relationship with the spirits who inhabit these sacred objects. Statues and figurines are often the most prominent elements in ancestral shrines. These represent the ancestors themselves or their guardian spirits. They are carefully carved, often with great attention to detail, using materials that are thought to possess special qualities. Wood, stone, or bronze are common choices, as they are believed to retain energy and carry the spirit's essence. Each statue is imbued with meaning, representing specific qualities such as wisdom, strength, or protection, which are passed down from the ancestor they honor. Ritual tools like drums, bowls, and ceremonial knives are also integral parts of the shrine. These items are often used during prayer and ritual offerings, and their presence is believed to heighten the connection to the spirit world. The sound of the drum, for instance, is thought to communicate directly with the ancestors, calling them to the shrine and signaling the start of a ritual. Similarly, offerings placed in ceremonial bowls are often intended to nourish the spirits, showing respect and gratitude. The act of making offerings is not just a token of respect, but a way of creating spiritual power. Food, drink, and other gifts are carefully chosen for their symbolic meaning. For example, honey may be offered to represent sweetness and prosperity, while alcohol like palm wine is used to celebrate and invite joy. These offerings are thought to energize the spirits, strengthening the bond between the living and the dead, and ensuring that the ancestors remain present and active in the lives of their descendants. In many African cultures, it's believed that the more personal and sincere the offering, the more powerful the spiritual connection. The act of dedicating oneself to the ancestors through prayer, dance, and sacrifice helps to maintain the shrine's potency. Shrines, therefore, are not passive relics of the past. They are dynamic, ever-present, and actively involved in the lives of the living. The belief is that as long as the shrine is cared for and the rituals performed with sincerity, the ancestors will continue to watch over, guide, and protect their descendants. The art found within African ancestral shrines is far from decorative. It is deeply symbolic and serves a vital role in the spiritual power of the space. Each piece of art, whether a carved statue, painted symbol, or intricate mask, is carefully crafted to convey specific meanings and connect the shrine to the spiritual world. These artistic elements are not just representations. They are thought to hold the essence of the ancestors themselves, creating a bridge between generations. One of the most striking aspects of these shrines is the use of symbols. In many African cultures, certain symbols carry potent spiritual meaning. For example, the cowrie shell, often seen in shrines, represents wealth and fertility, while the cross-like symbols in the Akan culture may represent the interconnectedness of the physical and spiritual worlds. Other symbols may be associated with particular ancestors or deities, acting as a guide for those who approach the shrine. The art within a shrine is not limited to visual representations. It also extends to the placement of objects. For instance, the positioning of statues or offerings within the shrine is done with great care, following cultural traditions that assign meaning to each arrangement. The act of placing an item in a specific location within the shrine is a form of ritual, ensuring that the spirits are honored in the correct way. This symbolism is embedded in the very structure and design of the shrine, which often follows patterns passed down through generations. The colors used in the shrine's artwork are also significant. In many African cultures, colors hold specific spiritual meanings. White is often associated with purity and divine connection, while red may symbolize life force or vitality. Black, on the other hand, is connected to ancestral power and spiritual depth. These colors are not chosen randomly. They are part of a system of meaning that allows individuals to communicate with the spirits in a language that transcends words. Masks and figurines are common in many African shrines, particularly in West and Central Africa. These art forms often represent the spirits or gods that inhabit the shrine, and they are believed to carry the energy of the ancestors. Masks, especially, are used in dances and rituals, where the performer may embody the spirit they represent. The mask itself is not just a costume, but an object that is believed to house the spirit it represents, making it a powerful conduit for communication during rituals. The artwork and symbols within these shrines do more than just honor ancestors. They preserve and transmit the culture, history, and values of a community. They are visual languages that speak to the heart of African spirituality, expressing the profound relationship between the living and the departed. These pieces of art carry the weight of generations, and through them, the ancestors continue to live on, guiding their descendants in both the spiritual and physical worlds. The power of an ancestral shrine is most fully realized through the rituals and offerings that are performed within its sacred space. These ceremonies are not simply acts of respect. They are seen as vital exchanges between the living and the spirits. Each offering, prayer, and dance is believed to nourish the ancestors, strengthening their presence and reinforcing the connection between the spiritual and physical realms. Rituals surrounding the shrine vary from culture to culture, but they all share a common purpose: to honor the ancestors and maintain harmony between the living and the spiritual world. In some traditions, specific days of the week or year are set aside for ancestor worship. These occasions are marked by prayers, drumming, singing, and dancing, all designed to call forth the spirits and invite their guidance. The rituals can be performed alone or as part of a larger community gathering, depending on the significance of the occasion. One of the central aspects of these rituals is the act of making offerings. These offerings are carefully selected based on cultural beliefs about what the ancestors desire or need. Common offerings include food and drink, such as fruits, yams, rice, palm wine, or water, items that are believed to be cherished by the spirits. The food may be placed on the shrine itself, or it may be set out for a specific ritual meal, where the living share in the act of honoring the ancestors. Other offerings may include personal items such as jewelry or cloth, which are given as a sign of respect and devotion. In many cultures, the offering of a sacrificial animal is also part of the ritual. In these cases, the animal is not simply a gift, but a way of creating a bond between the material world and the spiritual. The act of sacrifice is thought to symbolize the selfless giving of one's resources to honor the ancestors, ensuring their continued protection and favor. The sacrifice is often followed by a communal feast, where the family or community gathers to celebrate the blessings of the ancestors. In addition to food and drink, incense and candles are frequently used in rituals. The burning of incense, often made from herbs or resins, is believed to carry prayers and wishes up to the spirits. The smoke is seen as a conduit between the living and the spiritual world, creating an atmosphere of reverence and connection. Candles may be lit to represent the presence of the ancestors, with the flame serving as a symbol of spiritual illumination. Beyond the physical offerings, ritual dance and music are essential components of these ceremonies. In many African cultures, music, especially drumming, is thought to be the language of the ancestors. The rhythmic beats call out to the spirits, drawing them into the physical space where the ritual takes place. Dances, often performed by the community or by specific individuals, are believed to invite the ancestors to inhabit the dancers' bodies, allowing them to communicate and offer guidance through movement. These rituals are deeply rooted in the belief that the spiritual and physical worlds are inseparable. Through these acts of devotion, the living maintain a strong connection with their ancestors, ensuring that their guidance, protection, and blessings continue to flow. Rituals and offerings are, in essence, acts of maintaining balance, both in the lives of the practitioners and within the larger community. In African ancestral shrines, the concept of sacred guardians plays a critical role in the spiritual dynamic of the space. These guardians are often thought of as powerful ancestral spirits who watch over the shrine and its caretakers, ensuring that the spiritual energy within is protected and maintained. The guardians are not mere symbolic representations. They are believed to be active forces present in the shrine and within the lives of the people who honor them. The idea of a sacred guardian is rooted in the belief that the ancestors themselves continue to protect their descendants even after death. These guardians are seen as spirits who take on protective roles, not just for the family or community, but for the very land upon which the shrine stands. The ancestors are believed to guard the rituals, ensuring they are performed correctly, and to shield their descendants from harm, both physical and spiritual. Each shrine typically has its own unique guardian spirit, which may be linked to a specific ancestor or divine being. For example, among the Yoruba people of West Africa, deities known as Orisha are sometimes considered sacred guardians of shrines. These powerful beings are worshipped and called upon for protection, guidance, and healing. The role of these Orisha as guardians is deeply intertwined with their ability to mediate between the living and the higher spiritual realms. In addition to deities and ancestors, animal spirits also play a crucial role in guarding the shrine. For many African cultures, certain animals are seen as protectors, representing the strength and wisdom of the spiritual world. The presence of an animal spirit may be symbolized by carvings, masks, or ritual objects that embody the qualities associated with that animal. For example, in some traditions, the lion is seen as a guardian of courage and strength, while the owl may represent wisdom and spiritual insight. The guardians are not just protectors, but are also believed to offer wisdom and guidance. Through regular offerings and rituals, the living are able to communicate directly with these spirits, asking for advice on personal or community matters. The sacred guardians of the shrine are seen as intermediaries between the living and the ancestral world, their guidance helping to shape the decisions and actions of those who honor them. The role of sacred guardians is also deeply connected to the ongoing health and vitality of the community. Many believe that when the guardians are neglected or the shrine falls into disrepair, misfortune may befall the people. Conversely, when the shrine is well maintained and the rituals are properly performed, The guardians provide protection, prosperity, and peace to the community. This relationship is symbiotic. The ancestors and their guardians give, but they also expect devotion in return. For many, the presence of a sacred guardian is a reminder of the continuing influence of their ancestors. These spirits stand as guardians, not only of the physical shrine, but of the very essence of the cultural and spiritual identity of the people. Through their protection, the spiritual legacy of the ancestors is kept alive, providing a guiding force for future generations. Despite the rapid modernization and globalization affecting much of the world, ancestral shrines continue to hold immense significance in contemporary African communities. Far from being relics of the past, these shrines remain deeply rooted in daily life, offering a powerful connection to heritage, identity, and spiritual practice. In many parts of Africa, the role of the shrine as a center for community and personal spirituality is as vital today as it has been for centuries. In urban centers, where traditional village life may be out of reach, ancestral shrines have adapted. People have created smaller, more private shrines within their homes or apartments, maintaining the spiritual connection to their ancestors even in the midst of modern living. These home shrines often contain similar sacred objects, carvings, statues, and offerings, and are treated with the same respect as the larger, more public shrines of the past. While the physical space may be smaller, the spiritual significance remains unchanged. The digital age has also brought new ways for individuals to honor their ancestors. In some cases, technology has become an unexpected ally in the preservation of ancestral traditions. Virtual ceremonies, social media platforms, and online communities have allowed people from African diasporas around the world to connect, share rituals, and support one another in their spiritual practices. This modern connection to the ancestral realm helps keep the traditions alive, even for those far removed from their cultural roots. The role of ancestral shrines is also evident in the revival of traditional spiritual practices among young people, particularly in African nations experiencing a resurgence of cultural pride and identity. In places like Nigeria, Ghana, and South Africa, there is a growing interest in reconnecting with indigenous spiritual practices, including ancestor worship. As a result, shrines are being built, restored, and respected once again. For younger generations, these shrines serve as a powerful reminder of their cultural legacy, offering a sense of belonging and a link to the past in a rapidly changing world. In the African diaspora, ancestral shrines continue to serve as a point of spiritual connection for people who may have been displaced from their homelands due to the transatlantic slave trade or migration. For African Americans, Afro-Caribbean communities, and others in the diaspora, ancestral shrines have become a way to reconnect with the heritage and traditions of their forebears. Through the establishment of shrines and the honoring of their ancestors, these communities seek to heal generational wounds, restore cultural pride, and reclaim their spiritual practices. Even in the face of modernity, the relevance of ancestral shrines has only grown stronger. They act as anchors for spiritual identity, places where the wisdom and guidance of ancestors are still felt. They preserve cultural continuity, reminding people of their history and traditions, even as they move forward into the future. In a world that often seems disconnected from the past, these sacred spaces serve as powerful reminders that the wisdom of those who came before continues to guide, protect, and inspire. The power and significance of African ancestral shrines transcend time, place, and modernity. These sacred spaces are not just relics of the past, but vibrant symbols of spiritual continuity, cultural heritage, and community strength. Through their design, rituals, and the guardians they house, these shrines maintain a living connection between the living and the ancestors, ensuring that the wisdom and guidance of generations continue to shape the present. From the protective spirits and sacred guardians that watch over these spaces, to the powerful rituals and offerings that honor the ancestors, ancestral shrines are the heartbeat of many African communities. They remind us that culture is not just something we inherit, it is something we actively nurture, honor, and pass on. In these shrines, the past and present coexist, and the ancestors' presence is felt, seen, and respected every day. As we've explored, these shrines are not confined to rural villages or ancient traditions. They thrive in urban centers, on digital platforms, and within homes across the African diaspora, adapting to the changing world while preserving their deep spiritual roots. In a world that often seeks to forget or erase history, ancestral shrines stand as enduring testaments to the power of memory, respect, and cultural resilience. Let us take this opportunity to reflect on the importance of honoring our ancestors, not just in spiritual practices, but in how we carry forward their wisdom, values, and legacy. As you consider the sacred guardians of these shrines, remember that their role is not only to protect, but to guide us in our own journey, preserving the past, enriching the present, and ensuring that future generations remain connected to their roots. If you've enjoyed learning about the sacred power of African ancestral shrines, don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe for more insights into the rich spiritual and cultural heritage of Africa. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions, and join us in continuing the conversation. Until next time, keep exploring the sacred and the unseen.